Hi, my name is Dan DeQuisto. I'm the co-founder and president of LaundroLab. My co-founder and I are best friends, and we got a chance to start a business together back in 2016, which is 2U Laundry, a mobile-first laundry and dry cleaning pickup and delivery service that allows you as a customer with a tap of a button to get your dirty laundry and dry cleaning picked up from right outside your front door, cleaned to your exact preferences, and brought back the very next day.
I am Alex Smersnak, one of the founders and CEO of LaundroLab and 2U Laundry. Let's double down on this. How do we build more of these faster? Well, let's bring on partners in the form of franchisees and start scaling a separate brand called LaundroLab, and then we'll layer 2U, the pickup and delivery, on top of it.
We decided that we wanted to pursue franchising about a year ago, back in the summer of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic.
My name is Beck Miller. I'm the Director of Franchise Operations for LaundroLab. Franchising allows us to expand that brand nationwide much more quickly than if we were to do it just from a corporate perspective.
What is franchising all about? How do you scale it? How does it work? How do royalties work? How do you set up territories? All these things that we knew nothing about.
And so I got a chance to talk to or get connected to a mutual connection to Jeff Duden, who is based in Atlanta. He's actually a franchise broker, and said at the end of our conversation, you guys have an awesome business model. You're based in Charlotte. You need to talk to Jeff Duden. Because we were brand new to the franchising space. We knew nothing about it. And Jeff was the guy to know, and ultimately had a packaged up model to allow us to educate our team on what it was going to be like to enter the franchising space.
In multiple meetings over the course of several months with Jeff and the team at the Duden Group, we were able to take that from a concept to a much more structured franchise offering.
His ability and the team's ability to break down a business regardless of whether it's dog walking or service-based business or a retail concept. I mean, it's really cool to see that they're able to morph it into a franchise-ready service or business.
The benefit of working with the Duden Group with all of their individual skill sets and experiences has just accelerated our learnings and understandings to allow us to bypass years worth of those hardships and learnings, and it was a no-brainer once we uncovered the team and got a chance to meet them. It was just a great group of people who were authentic, very transparent, professional.
It wasn't just a plug and play where they took our name and our logo and put it into a template of documents. It was something that was very robust, and we actually took away a lot of learnings that we were then able to apply ourselves.
And I got this sense, and I think why we liked working with Jeff so much was he's not going to tell you something that doesn't benefit you just to tell you because it benefits him. He's really going to look at the business that you're working on and tell you, I think this makes sense, or I don't think it makes sense. So personally, it was good to have that kind of mentorship before we had a formal engagement with Duden Group.
First and foremost, the biggest thing was just educating ourselves on franchising and what it was like to be a franchisor, and then how to scale that over the development goals over 1, 2, 10 years.
Jeff has a pretty wide skill set and direct experience leading companies, growing companies. Mike is very smart financially, and we've gone through with him everything from looking at our financial models, working through our item 19 with him and Zach, and even as far as, he's negotiated a bunch of leases in his day. And so with our second corporate store that we're building here in Charlotte, we actually sat down with him and Zach and went through the entire lease with him, and he recommended different red lines that we should put in and things that he's seen in his experience negotiating leases that went poorly, and gave us tips on how to avoid those sorts of things.
I think we wouldn't have had the strategy that we have today. We wouldn't have sold the initial 17 licenses that we've sold without properly structuring our business in a way that is franchisable and makes sense to a prospective franchisee. So absolutely would use them 10 out of 10 times. We'd go back to them for this concept, the next concept, or a concept after that, because each business is different, but the franchising element, there's a lot of core components that we're still learning.
You're not going to set yourself up or your franchisees up for success if you try and bootstrap things. You really need to know what you're doing, and you need to know how to set the correct framework and groundwork from the beginning, so that all your franchisees are set up for success. And partnering with a group like the Duden Group really does establish that groundwork for you.
I highly recommend working with the Duden Group. They're a great group of team who's experienced from all facets of operations, finance, marketing, technology, and they'll really allow you to focus in on the core components of the business parts that you need to scale quickly and effectively, providing both value to your end user, your customers, and even your employees who join your business. So it was an absolute no-brainer and an incredibly awesome and humbling experience to get to work with a team like that.